Okay, let's go ahead and get to the Nets, who they lost to the Wizards, right?
Yes, they did. Mm-hmm.
That I'm not necessarily worried about, but Calvin, you seem to be worried about the fact that if they had 147 and 146 points respectively.
146 and 149. I'm looking at it right here. Yeah. I looked at the highlights and kind of kept track of the score. I think everybody stopped trying to play defense about halfway through. Seemed like, because I think at the half they were both in like the 50 points range. But like the concerning thing though, well, aside from the fact that, they lost to the Wizards, is like, okay, here it is. So the thing is, like, as of right now, like, since they got Harden, the Nets' offensive rating has been like 122.6, which would be best in the league and would also be the best of all time so far. Like as of right now. All right. The problem is that their defensive rating is 119.9, which is the worst in the league and would also be the worst defensive rating of all time. And they can't play any kind of defense. There's not really any way around this.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like what we expected, right?
More or less.
And now for everybody that said, KD's a better player than LeBron. KD plays defense. Okay. Like from these stats from now, I gotta say, okay.
Wait, what?
They don't play defense. KD's never played defense.
I've always thought he's been a middling defender for a while. Like, he's not terrible, but like, if you need him to anchor your defense, you're gonna have problems.
You're right. If you need him to just help defense because he's 7 foot, that's minimal, right? He's like that's minimal for a guy who's 7 foot. You're right. He is able to do those things because at the end of the day, he is the most mobile 7 foot person we will ever see, and he's still doing the minimum when it comes to playing defense, which is just playing help defense off the block, essentially. But none of these people play defense. He don't play defense.
I need to stop bashing KD, bro. He played solid one-on-one defense against Jason Tatum earlier this year. He tries.
Jason Tatum cooked them. I remember, right?
They're supposed to cook each other. They're both like top scorers in the league.
But KD is the greatest scorer we have ever seen, being people in their mid-20s. We never saw Jordan or we never saw Kareem. He is the greatest scorer we have ever laid our eyes on, who actually has played to where we can watch. But to go along with that, he's just not the best overall player of basketball. And he never has been, but people get misconstrued because they're so offensively dominated, and they go, but LeBron's a two-way player. LeBron's a basketball player. He's just playing basketball. He plays defensive offense. Kevin Durant plays one side of the ball. Extremely, extremely all-time well, while on the other side, he's extremely average. Always has been average. And so when you're an all-time great scorer, when you're just average on defense, people are going to find excuses for you to boost you up so you can be like an all-time great player because, you're somebody's favorite player out there that they want to boost you up. At the end of the day, his defense, just along with his defense getting exposed in a situation, Kyrie's defense isn't getting exposed because we already knew he didn't play defense and no one wanted to pretend like he did. James Harden, people make fun of his defense and have for years, so no one's trying to finesse that situation either. But Kevin Durant, people will try to finesse that he played defense, and now it's just getting exposed that no, that's not true. And it is what it is, and I don't want to hear no one blaming this on the Achilles.
I want to say a couple of things. One, you're right. Like, he's a mid defender, and I think we can all be like, yeah, that's fair. But like, that's not the same as saying like he doesn't play it. Just that like he's mediocre at it. Like he's a dude that's there. He tries, but like you're not gonna put him on like the best player on another team. You're just not. It's just not gonna work. Also, the thing with Harden, part of because like I remember years ago looking at it, it's just like it's not. I like a lot. I think it's not so much that he can't play defense. He just doesn't. Like he doesn't try on defense, and he has not tried in years. Certainly not on any kind of consistent basis.
If you don't try and play defense, in my mind, you can't play defense. Like,
no, that's fair. Like the result's the same.
Yeah, if I can't see you, if you haven't tried to play defense, then I can't see you trying to play defense. So I don't know if you'll play defense or not. Then you might as well not be playing good defense. And so, like, you know what I mean? Like you might as well not play defense.
Like the result's the same, but like it's. I feel like with a lot of things, I feel like context matters. Like it matters. Like why is his defense so bad? He just doesn't play and he doesn't try. It's not like he's it's not like he's terrible, but he never gives any effort. But and Kyrie is Kyrie. He's we know what's up with it. Well, actually no, we don't know what's up with him, but we know his basketball stuff.
Yeah, you're right. We don't know that man. That man is he's the reason why I don't think they can win a championship.
Oh, question though, as I'm thinking about it, because like I've seen a lot of talk about. Of course, you know they have like roster spots, and I think they got a disabled player exception because Dinwiddie's out for the season or whatever, and like everybody knows like they need to shore up their defense, and as we've stated, they have to because it's historically bad. Why? Like I keep seeing things talking about like the Cavs potentially buying out like Andre Drummond, or like the Nets in talks to try and get like I think Drummond or McGee from the Cavs. But like, correct me if I'm wrong. The Cavs are like they're are they still in the playoff picture? Because I thought they were at one point. Like at least off the backs of wins against the Nets. But yeah.
I know it's a basketball podcast, and I should like know this kind of answer, but I don't. And the only reason I don't know the answer to this is because I truly don't care about the Cavs. Like even if they could be number 3 in the NBA, and I wouldn't know the answer because I don't keep up with them at all. Just because they're from Cleveland, and Cleveland's boring. Their football team's name's the Browns.
The Cavs are 7th in the East right now.
Yeah, they're tied for 7th.
Like, who wants to go on vacation to Cleveland? Like, that is the greatest post-game interview of all time. And, like, it's the truest post-game interview of all time because I just don't keep up with the Cavaliers whatsoever. And it's, like, I want to because Colin Sexton's, like, a really fun guy to keep up with. And he's a really, like, fun basketball player to watch, and especially, like, dogs out there, right? And with that being the case, though, it just doesn't – it's just the Cavs. Like, it was hard enough to pay attention when they had LeBron, but now they lose LeBron. I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
I mean, in fairness, at least for me, it's kind of easy to pay attention when they have LeBron, but, you know, they don't. But, no, more to the point, though, more to my point. Like, assuming that, like, they're currently in playoff contention in the East, which is kind of a weird thing to be in because, like, I think both them, like, they currently have a losing record. The Hornets currently have a losing record, but they're like currently in the 7th and 8th spots for the playoffs in the East. But like assuming that they're in playoff contention, like why would they want to? Why would they feel compelled to move Drummond or McGee?
If you got Drummond and McGee, you can really get rid of one of them because like you get all of your offensive production like you get all your stats, like your big stats from Andre Drummond, but you really get your defensive impact probably from JaVale McGee. So do we want to worry about the scoring that we can definitely recruit because our wings and guards are pretty solid, and try to actually, what do the Nets have to offer? I'm confused by this trade. I don't know what they have. Because I want to say, like, you can get, like, a fair trade of, like, a big man. But the last time I checked, like, they running dudes that are, like, 6'8" at center. So, like, I don't know what exactly is. I don't know how it's going to benefit the Cavs.
Here's the thing. That's something that, like, the second I thought about it started to confuse me, too. It's just kind of like, the Nets don't actually have anything. But, like, you would really want if you're the Cavs, because like they can't trade any of their picks that they still have, right? And like the ones that they still have are technically like swap options, right? So they basically mortgage their entire future, and like there aren't any players for real that you would want that you could reasonably expect to get. And like assuming hypothetically you had interest in Dinwiddie, the issue with like that, aside from the fact that you can't get anything alongside of him worth much, is that like he's a point guard and like you already have two of them and they're actually pretty good. But like people, like I've seen like, and this is internet people I think just talking mostly, saying that like the Cavs might buy out Drummond or like waive him or whatever. But like I still don't understand why they would do that though.
I don't think wherever Drummond has gone, it doesn't exactly seem like they're not okay with giving him up or like making him go somewhere else. Like he's productive, but it
but granted, the context. It's the Pistons he was on, and he's never had a really good Pistons team he's been on, and it's the Cavaliers. So I don't think you can blame all that on him.
Like a lot of his,
you gotta watch real young in the way like certain like the Detroit Pistons fan base, the way they used to talk about him sometimes.
Listen,
they not
for a man who can go out there, he has been put in situations to where he is a second or third option. Andre Drummond is a man who, he's a glorified garbage player to where he just gets rebounds, pushbacks, and hustles and dunks. But like he does it to like the most efficient level you could possibly ask anybody in his position to do, which is 20-20 games, 15-15 games on a regular basis. He is Tristan Thompson, who has an NBA championship to the 10th degree. Like, but the issue is, Tristan Thompson's never been in a situation, or he was for like a year or two with the Cavs when they were really, really bad. But Tristan Thompson has never been in a situation to where he is a second or third option. He is the worst option of the starting five, or come off the bench or whatever he's doing, and he's just getting putbacks, offensive rebounds, layups, dunks. That's what Andre Drummond does, except he just does it 10 times better, and he does like in a record-breaking. He does it in record-breaking numbers. And I think if you put him in a situation, he's not a player where you run plays for. If KD misses, put back. If he would do what Andre Drummond did, or he would do what Andre Drummond does, but like obviously way better. But he just never in a good situation because he was always drafted in horrible situations and got traded from a bad situation to arguably the worst situation, being in Cleveland.
I'm gonna make the argument here that like being in Cleveland at this point is demonstrably better than being in Detroit.
Yeah, because Detroit's in limbo and Cleveland is someone going up. But when he first got to Cleveland last year, that wasn't other guys. Like Cleveland was awful last year.
You mean like 3 months ago?
No, he was 3 months ago.
Like the last season.
He got traded last year?
Yes.
3 months ago. The season ended like 3 months ago.
He got traded pre-bubble.
Okay.
Regardless. Like February, right?
Pre-bubble, yes. And that
was like a month.
Do you know February was a year ago because it's February now?
I'm talking about this in terms of the season. He was only with them for like a month. Well, that means they were ascending then. They didn't just randomly get decent.
What I will say, as far as just throwing stats out there, he's currently averaging 18.5 points and 15 rebounds a game.
What? Those are incredible numbers. If this was, those are incredible numbers. If this was 2000, or if this was 1995,
but
1990 through 2010, he'd be an all-star.
Yeah, but it's not.
I mean, he should probably be an all-star anyway, but
those are great numbers. It's just that people are too used to like people who get those kind of numbers and are rewarded, or people who get those kind of numbers and get the numbers he gets and the way he gets those numbers, they aren't going to get rewarded in today's NBA. Point blank, period. Because a person who's averaging 19 and 15, you should hear about. Like, you should hear about them. But that style of basketball in modern basketball is not rewarded at all. So you can make a strong argument that he should still be an all-star. But he won't be an all-star because of how the NBA is presented and how it's played in 2021. But those are all-star numbers of any decade.
That's true, but I'm going to tell you why he will not be an all-star based off what you said earlier.
Let me hear it.
He is a very good version of Tristan Thompson. And do we really want that on our NBA ballots?
Arguably,
I'm here for the production, but there were more players that you would rather see. Like even in the East, if we just do like a ballot for big man, he's probably going to be like left off. He's probably going to be like 4 or 5.
That's fair.
Hold on.
At least all-star. Like all NBA though, probably should be on one of those.
All NBA? If you can't get on All-Star, how you gonna get all NBA? That's everybody.
Okay, so this year, right now, Tristan Thompson is averaging in 16 games. He's averaging 5.9 points, and I think this is 8 point. What TRB is rebounds, right?
Yeah, total rebound.
Okay, 8.4. So arguably, saying that he's a very good Tristan Thompson is underselling it. Like, he is a version of Tristan Thompson, but like incredibly better. And arguably in today's NBA, the best version of Tristan Thompson you could get. Tristan Thompson that got paid. Like he is the best version of that you could possibly get.
Andre Drummond's still shooting threes.
What's his free throw percentage? That's a real question.
Oh, his efficiency is trash, if that's what either of y'all are trying to get at.
What's his free throw percentage? Because I know it used to be atrocious. Now it's like decently better.
Let me see.
After 10 years of shooting professional free throws, he finally figured it out.
Listen, we still know plenty of people that can't. Come on.
He's shooting right around 60% from the free throw line.
That's fine for a center.
Yeah.
For a center who's going to give you 15 or 19 and 15, 60%, that's fine. Because it used to be like 20, if I remember right. It used to be abysmal. So, like, it's fine now.
Let's talk about the other efficiencies.
Let's not at the end of the day, let's just not disrespect this man.
I'm not trying to disrespect this man, but I do feel like his production is based off his situations. Like, you're saying he would be more fit, like in a better fit in a Tristan Thompson role. And we have seen with him being the second or third option, it's not very fruitful.
You don't run plays for him. Teams have ran plays for him, and they don't win. But his style of play is you don't run plays for him. But the issue is he's been on teams where you have to run plays for him because they are so trash.
Yeah, bro. Go ahead and move him back to 12 and 10 so we can clap for those numbers. Because that's what I would rather see, 12 and 10. And I don't think he's a defensive force. So it's not really interesting for them to kind of make this trade either.
Listen.
I guess that's what we need, right?
They
can rebound, but that's about it.
All championship teams have that dirty guy, the guy who does a lot and gets like who you don't have to run a play for, all that kind of stuff. The Nets don't have those players. They have and the players they do have like that are guards. Their big men are not like that. Except and if they do are like that, like DeAndre or like DeAndre Jordan.
Big man.
Oh, the big man have like that.
They have a couple forwards
He'll give you 2 points and 2 assists and two rebounds, and foul out. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, never mind. He's really bad.
Calvin Drummond doesn't have a fouling issue anymore, does he? Because I remember that was kind of like an issue early on.
Don't look like it. He's averaging about 3 fouls a game now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Alan.
Hey, I'm just poking holes. I don't got a lot of
1.6 steals and 1.4 blocks. I feel compelled to throw that in there. I'm not sure why.
Because he is good.
Look, it's an upgrade from nothing. So, excuse me.
You say 19 and 15 is an upgrade from nothing? Oh,
it is. Everything's an upgrade from nothing.
You're underselling you're underselling this man's value, Alan.
I don't think that's the point in this case, though. It's just to say that if we're saying the Nets want him, that it's like they can't get him. Like realistically, there's no situation. Like if I'm the Cavs, I'm not about to waive him. If anything, I'm gonna try and trade him, right, for assets. But we're in playoff contention, and yeah, we're under 500, but we're still in the playoffs with a young team. It's all upside.
Maybe they could trade Steve Nash. They already got like 2 former head coaches on the roster. Why not try to see what you can get for Nash? I think Nash is worth Andre Drummond, right?
In fairness, I don't think you're gonna get much for like Coach Steve Nash at the moment.
I think you can get Andre Drummond. I think you can get Andre Drummond.
But what about? But hold on, wait. Do they have to match salaries when you trade a coach? I don't know. Forget it.
It's a hypothetical, bro. I'm not here for answers. I'm here for questions. But speaking of other things that we would like to see more. See how I just made that transition up out of nowhere? We weren't talking about that at all. But things that we do want to see more often are rivalry games. And I do not know how this Nets-Wizards game wasn't nationally televised. I feel like every time a superstar couple splits up, whenever they come back together, that should be a nationally televised game. Because there's no way you get moments where Westbrook is trying as hard as he can versus KD having this magical season after Achilles. And that's not a storyline that everybody wants to see. Like, I already know that the Wizards are really bad, but guess what? They're also really entertaining. Was it 145 to 149? Like, I would like to
146, 149 Wizards.
Yeah. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to see that. Every time the Nets play the Lakers, put that on TV.
Like, I have no idea why it wasn't. Cause like, I'm like, let me check the score or whatever. They're like, let's see what the Nets are up to. Look, and you look at the score, and it's like 140, and it's like 146, 149. And then I'm like, okay, was there overtime? No. Okay. Also, apparently, this was the first game Westbrook felt good. Okay. I think I saw something about, like, you talked later, like, this is the first game where he felt, like, healthy. But...
Okay. This is stupid.
He put up...
The first game he felt good, but, like, is it the first game he did good, so he felt healthy?
You can finish however you want. I'm not here to fly into that man's mind. I don't care like that. But, like, he put up 41 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Beal put up 37 points. Mo Wagner put up 17. That was kind of random. Ish Smith put up 13. For the Nets, Durant put up 37 points. Joe Harris put up 30 points. Kyrie Irving put up 26 points. I have no idea where Harden was. Jeff Green put up 23. Like, there's a clear lack of defense here.
Defense is overrated.
I mean, you can say that, but, like, some defense would have helped the Nets.
It would have helped the Nets. But I also just want to see KD go for, like, 35 a game, which is way more entertaining than seeing him try to lock up right now.
That's fair. But, like, it's not like his team would have stopped anybody anyway, so he might as well go for 40 a night.
Exactly. I'm very happy with what we're getting, but we need more rivalry games. Like, I know that's not what the league is built on anymore, but these superstars now have rivalries with each other, whether they want to admit it or not. I know KD and Westbrook have probably already squashed whatever little beef they had, but it's still real to me, damn it.
They should have televised it, though. I mean, not nationally televised it, rather. Like that, because I would have gone. Because after I saw that, I would have gone back and watched that game. I'm like, I need to see how this happened.
Exactly.
Once again, Calvin McGowan. Hope you enjoyed yourself. If you are watching on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, leave something in the comments. You can also listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. You made it this far. Once again, thank you. I hope you got a lot done of whatever it was you were working on while listening to this. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.